I'm Superphiz. Today is February 12th, 2021, and this is State of the Stake 38. State of the Stake is kind of my little way of keeping everyone up to date with what's going on in the Ethereum staking community, and I work with the group we call EthStaker. That's Buddha, Patricio, Nolan, and Unvetica, Michael. Michael is actually doing a great job of helping me produce these videos, but all of EthStaker works together all of the time to bring you the latest information and the best support about Ethereum staking. Today there are 4 things that I want to try to get to. They are STAKEHOUSE, the Ethereum Due Diligence Committee, client slashings, and the challenge POAP. We'll see if I can get to all of them. STAKEHOUSE is a multi-client installer that's being worked on by some of our friends at EthStaker. Most notably right now, Buddha, Colfax, and JCRTP. They're sort of laying the groundwork for this multi-client installer that's supposed to be single-click, and maybe we'll get a graphical installer for it. I'm not sure. Right now they're looking at forking the installer for another service that seems to work really well. And maybe we'll see those merged in later, or maybe we'll see STAKEHOUSE as a standalone client. I'm not sure how it will turn out, but they would love to get your help. If you know much about maybe the bash shell, or maybe about setting up Docker, if you have experience installing the clients through scripting, then I think they'd love to get your help. You can find them at the EthStaker Discord and just ask about STAKEHOUSE. It was formerly called the Orgy Client, and I will never refer to it by that name again. I love the STAKEHOUSE client. So the second thing that I want to talk about today is the progress by the Ethereum Due Diligence Committee. The Ethereum Due Diligence Committee meets about every week, and they look at staking products to try to determine which ones are safe and healthy for community use and which ones we might need to steer a little away from. And so the Ethereum Due Diligence Committee has been meeting since about November or December, and while the first round of vetting has been done, it's almost ready to launch on a website and share with other people and look for feedback. As our group grows, we definitely need more help from people who can do close due diligence. And that really means that you're willing to look under the hood of a staking pool and see how it works and ask tough questions and be really critical about does it deliver what it says it's going to deliver. Now, the Ethereum Due Diligence Committee is not an adversarial committee. We want to work with staking pools to make all of them the best that they can be. And so if you're a part of a staking pool, please reach out to us. If you're an individual who's willing to do due diligence, please reach out to us. You can find us at ETHDDC.org. If you can offer direct help, come on over to our Discord and say, hey, I'm interested in learning more about the Ethereum Due Diligence Committee. One of the things that the Ethereum Due Diligence Committee has recognized the need for is to talk to users about, or give users more information about these client slashings. You may be aware that there have been about 100 validator slashings on mainnet, and 90% of them have been the product of one pool that has misconfigured. It looks like misconfigured 3 times and is really trying to get things right, but it has given this concept that staking is dangerous, that users can lose funds. And we've heard a lot of chatter from maybe new users who have been thinking about staking, and they feel like the risk of slashing is too high. As the community, we really need to reach out and communicate with these users that staking doesn't happen by accident, that staking is not something that you're going to wake up and discover happened. It happens because of a misconfiguration, and so far all slashings have been caused by people running validator keys in 2 locations. And so I've heard a lot of I've gotten several messages from people who say something like, I have 8,000 Ethereum and I want to stake them, but I'm afraid to because I don't want to be slashed. We need to talk to these people and calm them down and let them know that staking is not something that happens by accident. Home staking for these users is within reach, and it's something that we can help support them to do. But I can't do it alone. So that's why I'm saying to you, let's share the message that slashing is not something that happens by accident. It's not something that's likely to happen to any user. It does happen by misconfiguration. That means running the validator client keys in two places, or having like a super redundant setup where you have multiple failovers and one of those failovers doesn't work. Home users who are running a validator machine in one place are not at risk for this kind of slashing. It's not fair for me to say that they will never be slashed, but it's probably not going to happen. I'm actually interested in talking to the EthStaker team about an idea where we would refund any loss to a home staker that lost funds not related to running a validator key in two places. So essentially, if you follow all of the rules, you should not be at risk of staking. And if something weird happens that you didn't predict and we didn't predict, then maybe we would be willing to cover your actual losses for that. Now, that would come with the caveat that you would probably need to provide system files to developers, that we would need to comb through it carefully to really understand what happened. And it wouldn't be like where you gamed it and made it happen. It would be if you were an honest validator doing your best and something went weird and you lost funds, then we would exchange that information for giving you back the funds that you lost. And that's really just a way of trying to maintain the health of the network. It's actually kind of an insurance guarantee because I don't expect that to happen and I expect your funds to be safe. I need to be clear that that is not something that EthStaker has agreed to. That is Superphiz's idea that we need to talk about. And so it's not actually in action yet, but I think it could be. The last thing I want to talk about is the idea of a challenge POAP. And a challenge POAP is, if any of you have ever seen a military challenge coin, it's something that a high-ranking officer gives to someone who does a great job. And I think there's a lot of potential for that in Ethereum 2 development, along with the POAP program. And now POAP requires it to be a date-specific range. So maybe for 2021, we develop this POAP and we give it to lead developers who then share them out to people in their community who have made big contributions. I think it's a good idea, and I really think it might even happen this week. Now, I used to work in a middle school, and whenever I would say, you know, hey, we have this new reward for people who do really well, there are immediately 50 students who come up and say, hey, Mr. Fizz, what do I have to do? Am I eligible? And so here's the thing. If you ask how you can get a challenge token, you're probably doing it wrong. Client developers are really busy, they're really heads down, and their job is not really to stroke our egos. On the other side, if you can contribute, if you can look for needs and meet those needs, whether that be answering questions in the community, whether it be filing pull requests, whether it be whatever it is that you do best to support a client, then maybe they will see fit to share one of these challenge POAPs with you. I'm really excited about it because I think it will stimulate that kind of engagement from the community to give back to clients and help make the clients stronger. One of the neat things about these challenge POAPs is the smaller clients have a smaller base, and therefore you might have a higher chance of contributing with smaller clients and getting one of those challenge POAPs. But as I said, please do not make this something that's a burden to developers. It needs to be something that they can share with people who they've recognized for doing a great job, and you might be able to earn one by doing a great job. Today being February 12th, we're talking about how we're going to set that up, how many POAPs we're going to share, what the dates are going to look like, but I really feel like it's a great idea and something we can get out there soon. So that is really what I have for today, and I appreciate your time. I'm glad that the staker community is developing in the way that it is. If you zoom out, you can see that there is a rich community of home stakers who really, like, we set up our staking nodes and things are going great. We are collecting rewards every day, and that's sort of what we hoped for. That's all I have for today. Take care.